Hello and welcome to The Truth in My Opinion, the podcast where I, Cody Darla, ask a guest to bring me the 3 news stories they think should be on all of our lips. And this week, as the climate collapses around us and we endure record-strength death rays from the sun, the torn shards of the atmosphere flapping annoyingly in the solar storm, I attempt to soothe my blistered skin with the comedy aloe vera that is character comedian Rosalie Minnitt.
Woo!
Hello, Rosalie.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm really good, thank you.
Thank God.
I'm hot.
I'm hot.
But I'm good.
Do you know how hot it is? It's so hot that we recorded this entire introduction and I was so hot and bothered I forgot to press record. So this is the second run-up at this introduction. A podcast first. This may be the most perfect introduction we've ever had on this podcast because we've already had this discussion.
As in, like, you thought the one we already recorded was so good?
Yes, exactly.
The most perfect thing you'd ever heard.
We can only improve on
Great.
what we've already told each other.
Yeah, that's so true.
We've had time to think, to regret, and, really come up with
I said some awful things
you did.
earlier.
You were actually incredibly racist.
Yeah,
I toned
God
that down
gone.
in this second
Thank
one.
God.
I do want to start where we started the last introduction,
Yeah.
which is sort of in exactly the same way that every podcast will start this week.
Yeah.
Which is, of course, how are you dealing with the heat, Rosalie?
I'm okay.
How are you dealing with the heat?
I'm okay. I feel as though people get really aggy in the UK when it's hot.
Yes.
And people get very sharp and very sort of like, I've been getting lots of things in my inbox, getting like really annoying, and it's just people kind of coming at you a little bit.
Yeah, so you're saying that people's emails get worse in the heat.
People just don't. Yeah. Maybe I'm reading it wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe it's me.
Maybe
actually.
it's you're getting more pissed off and you're reading into things too much.
I show you
You're
my
not
inbox
thinking
and there's
straight.
like no emails. I'm just in mirage.
People
of
are getting
info.
so aggy in this heat. I've not got a single email.
Nobody's even reaching out to me. It's crazy. No, sometimes I think that my emails are broken because I'm getting so few emails.
So tell anyone who's listening who hasn't heard of Clementine, who is Clementine? And what is her next chapter? What's on the horizon?
Who is Clementine? And what does she want?
Yeah, what does she want with
what
me?
What the fuck does she want? She is a creation of mine.
Yes.
That I frequently question why or how. And it's a sort of, on paper, is a character comedy, like comedy character.
Yeah, don't question it now.
Yeah, God, I'm questioning it as I speak. Yeah, don't panic
Don't question it now.
No,
Yeah, be confident.
Yeah, say it with a bit of gusto. Come on. Being like all of a sudden getting really nervous about it. Sorry. God, what was I saying?
A character creation.
Character creation. That I sort of summoned in lockdown,
Yeah.
and it is part kind of like part character, part like being possessed by a sort of scary ghost, and also kind of part like attempt at performance art. Sometimes I'm like, this could be performance
I
art.
think it's all 3 solidly.
Thank you.
It's absolutely solidly all 3.
Thank you. Said like,
Especially the ghost bit.
yes.
Especially the weird possession ghost bit.
That's
Yeah.
It's not safe.
It's not
Yeah,
safe.
it's
You
not
don't
safe.
feel safe, but it's
Yeah.
one hell of a thrill.
Yes.
It's one hell of a thrill.
If you ask the people who like all of the sort of regional theatres I did my show in, there were so many texts at the end of it that were like, wow, that's a lot, isn't it? Wow.
That's
And very
a
like
lot.
sort of like concerned for me after. And yeah, it was actually, I had a lovely time doing the show in different places. And people were surprisingly open to it, actually.
Yeah, well, they always are. It's a very easy show to
get on
love
board
and
with.
get on board with.
I would say
Absolutely.
it's gotten a bit more aggy on tour
Really?
than it needed to. Yeah.
That might be the heat.
But, yeah.
It will be the heat.
I think it's also because it's very because when you're in those places, those like regional theatres, you have to kind of get people on board.
Yes.
And you have to sell it. Whereas in London, in a lot of those shows, people are like, oh, well, we know what this is. We know what clowning is, for instance. We know how to react to these things. Whereas in a lot of those places, they're like, I've got no idea what this is. So I've got to go in there and like,
why is
sell
she
it.
on stage?
What's
happening?
Me thinking that they don't understand what theatre
Is this like a book,
What is
but
she
in real
doing?
life? Jesus,
But there was
these old regional theatre goers. God's sake.
I think they were there was some really nice ones where people really got on board like midway through, and there was one I did in Wolverhampton where I thought they would be shit, they thought I'd be shit, and at the end of the show there was a kind of mutual thought of, do you know what, you weren't that bad. And it was quite funny because we were both like, all right,
That's so nice.
and it was actually really, some guy at the end was like, I love that, and I was like, let's go, Ian. So funny.
Yes, I love
Which was
that.
quite like, and also I will say, I genuinely, I found it really heartwarming.
Yeah,
because I was
that's
like,
very nice.
oh, that the people still really want to come and see things.
Yeah.
People they do want to see. Everyone wants to see a young girl unravel on stage. Doesn't matter whether you're in Wolverhampton or Worcester.
Yes,
everyone
yeah.
wants to see someone doing worse than they are, and that's universal.
That is a universal feeling. Rosalie, the question I ask everyone who comes on this podcast is, are you a newsy person?
Newsy. I used to be very well informed.
Yes.
And then have slowly but surely taken a step back.
Yes.
Out of
From being informed.
From being informed.
I used to be informed, but now I've decided to regress
I'm taking a step
and be
back.
uninformed.
Yeah, genuinely, I just find the news so depressing.
Yeah.
And I can't.
Yeah.
As I was saying in the first take.
Yes, the first take of this intro. Tell me.
Either you have news stories that are genuinely the most dystopian, depressing things you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Or you have an opinion piece of Adrian Charles talking about his big toe.
Yes.
And that's it.
That is that. Those
are the two.
Those are the two sides.
There's no real it's so polarizing now. It's so charged. It's so dystopian.
Yeah.
Everything is or it's kind of these random, bland, centrist opinion pieces.
It's true. Or it's Adrian Charles.
Yeah. God, no disrespect.
No disrespect to him, but yeah. I mean, imagine what the world would be like without Adrian Charles. At least we've got. Does my big toe look weird?
Yeah, they've got
some
balance,
kind of tonic from the harrowing apocalypse that seems to be unfurling before our eyes.
Did you not find doing a job where you have to read the news all the time difficult?
Yeah, well, it's. I think there's an element of wanting to know
control
things. It's a control thing.
Yeah,
I think if I went to therapy, which I probably should, my therapist would probably diagnose a real need I have for control.
Yeah.
And obviously I have no control over events, but if I know about the events,
it's fine.
I have control over how I respond, which is
interesting.
no different to anyone else, but I feel like it's more of a choice. Which it obviously absolutely isn't. However, that's what I get. That's what I'm doing instead of going to therapy.
Great.
So I'm glad that's...
And I'm doing my show.
Listen, we're just two incredibly stable people.
Yeah.
Just shooting the shit.
Things. Yeah,
incredibly stable things in 40 fucking degree heat in my living room. And I think that says it all. That really...
Thank you and good night.
Thank you and good night. Rosalie, you have brought 3 news headlines, and I'm now going to place you in charge of them. And I would like you to please, in your best newsy voice, deliver your first headline.
Teen boys are choosing AI girlfriends over real ones for maximum control, zero rejection. Experts say it could make them unemployable.
There's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell me what this story is? Because I find it really quite harrowing.
So I was thinking about this on the way. Basically, it's the idea that Gen Z are obviously cooked, but Gen Alpha are so much more cooked, and that they are turning to AI girlfriends. Of course you are.
Yeah.
Real people suck, and real relationships suck. Of course, imagine I came on here and I was like, "Let's go AI."
Jesus Christ! Yeah, where's this going?
You unplug it all.
Oh God!
No, it's in it makes sense, but people are looking for the path of least resistance.
Yeah.
Of course, when you're young.
Yeah.
But what was so strange about that article is that it's not just saying that this is something that we should all be so concerned about. There are so many young men, particularly, who have AI girlfriends.
Yeah. But
that it's gonna make them unemployable.
Yes.
It's the idea that most of that article is about the workplace.
I am so glad you brought this
and
up,
at
because
what point?
this is what really struck me as well. They're like, by the way, this is the stat. They're like 20% of Gen Alpha have AI girlfriends. And what does this mean for office politics?
Yeah,
you're like, no, don't talk about interview technique and CVs. What do you mean 20% have AI girlfriends?
Don't talk about soft skills.
Yeah, what are you talking about? This is so weird. This is terrible.
But the article proves that it's less they so want to blame weird 14-year-old manosphere boys for this problem.
Yeah.
But the problem is that article. The problem is the fact that they're seeing this existential human problem as a threat to the workplace.
Yeah.
That is everything you need to know. And also there's a quote in it where someone says, "Oh, actually, the upside is that because all of these freaks are using AI so much, they're actually going to come in with loads of great AI skills."
Yes.
What do you
It's an absolute roller coaster of a story.
It's a roller coaster of an article. It really
a
is.
roller coaster of an article. The main thrust is that, and let me get the stats up because this is quite shocking. So. Also, there's a really weird line in the article where it says, Gen Z dated strategically, dating people 25% more attractive and successful to climb the social ladder. I don't know how they quantify that. I don't think that's true. But
I thought Gen Z weren't having any sex. I thought that was the point of... I thought that was the whole thing. But apparently we're climbing the social ladder.
Yeah, they're not having sex because they're climbing the social ladder.
Sorry,
apparently.
I didn't realise. Yeah, I was on the ton. Like I didn't know it was high society.
I'm a CEO.
Yeah.
Why are you asking me if I'm having sex? Obviously not. But here are the stats that are most shocking. So this is research by Male Allies UK.
Right. Well, yeah.
That's
Okay.
a little concerning.
Yeah.
So they found that 20% of boys aged 12 to 16 know someone who is dating an AI chatbot.
Again,
In terms of statistic, I don't know what to make of that because they might all know the same person.
Yeah, there could be.
We don't know, but let's run with it. 20% are dating chatbots, while 85% have spoken to one, and over a quarter prefer the attention and connection they get from a bot over, and this is words they use, the real thing, by which I think they mean human beings.
The real...
The real deal. Yeah, no shit. Who is this written by AI? This is
probably.
Honestly, probably. They prefer me to the real thing.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I do think that is a good point. That statistic about it being one could be that just a Max has got loads of friends.
Literally, yeah.
There's one kid around the school that's going around sort of telling everyone.
They asked one school for this stat. But basically, so the main mad angle they seem to have gone to is that because these basically what attracts Gen Alpha, according to this article that may or may not be written by AI, is the fact that they can have a relationship with a bot that doesn't challenge them.
Yeah.
So it was like, they don't have to compromise.
Yeah, they're not going to learn the skills they need.
But equally, like, they're not going to be challenged as a person, so they can kind of behave and say what they like, and they won't be pulled up on anything.
Yeah.
And so this article is saying that these Gen Alpha boys, or maybe one boy, is basically they're more attracted to that kind of relationship, and that is having a knock-on impact in the real world, which they've decided to focus on the workplace.
The workplace, thank God.
Thank
God someone's talking about it.
Thank God someone is concerned about the future workplace rather than the
it.
existence of mankind and the next generation. But they're saying because these kids are spending too much time on chatbots, they don't have, like you said, the soft skills. They can't talk to colleagues, and that means that they're less likely to get promotions, and they're less likely to be able to do a good job because they're not talking in meetings.
I've been blessed by the fact that I am not in a traditional workplace. I think I'd find it very difficult to be in like the jargon of it all.
Yeah.
Where you're constantly thinking about like how can we make things more efficient and how whenever I've done things in that world, it's just crazy to me that you could take something so existential, so terrible, and that you're then thinking about productivity.
I completely agree. I think that is almost
worse. That's exactly why I chose it.
How does the person writing this article make the Gen Alpha kids who are in relationships with chatbots
look like
the sane guys? You're the insane guy. Don't be like, this is really going to have a concerning impact on their CVs. Yeah. You're like, fucking little Nathan hasn't been outside for 3 years and he thinks he's married to a bit of code. Yes. What the fuck is happening here? It's crazy.
Do you know what though? Is that like it made me yearn a bit for the days of like. Now I know that this is probably like, God bless these people because God knows what's going on in their brains. But everyone like, when you see those articles which are like, Teddy in Nevada's just married his printer.
Yes.
And I kind of yearn for that. That feels like old school.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, at least you're marrying a thing. Whereas like, and there's something to be said for that. God bless those people.
It's bold.
You've got something to take down the aisle.
Yeah.
You've got something in hand. Whereas these people don't even have anything.
It's so true. Did you hear this the other mad AI story of recent times? There was this company that did a experiment where
it's not a good start.
It's not a good start. They basically created digital towns, so like simulations of human societies, and they populated them initially the first part of the experiment was with agents, so like the AI people from the different AI companies. So there was one town that had like all of the agents in it were like Google Gemini, all of the agents in another one were Claude, all of the agents in another one were ChatGPT, and all of the agents in another one were Grok. And they observed what they did, and in Claude they all got together and created like a constitution.
So as in like they made as if like all of them were like little characters.
Exactly, as if they were all people.
Oh, to show which one's the most evil, basically.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Claude's not so bad.
Claude, yeah, fine.
Okay.
They created rules.
Okay, hopeful.
Google Gemini, apparently they had lots of conversations about what their constitution would be, but they never actioned anything.
Okay, sounds like some countries we know.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Grok descended into complete chaos,
Yeah, of course.
and all of the agents were dead in 10 days. But then they created one simulated town and put all of the agents from different...
Grok killed them all.
Well, the whole thing descended into chaos again, and these agents started setting fire to the buildings. And there was so there were 3 survivors. God. 2 of the survivors were from Google Gemini, and they had created what the researchers called a romantic relationship. Then they had this romantic relationship, and then they began setting fire to buildings.
Bonnie and Clyde.
Yes, and then one of them. Actually, that's a good point. Maybe they've just pulled this from human code, or whatever.
Could be, yeah.
One of them, after they set fire to this building, voted to delete themselves. And then the other one...
Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah. Yes!
It's
Then the other
Shakespeare.
one... You're so right. And then the other one did like a agent removal act, and they killed themselves as well. But you're right.
All best things end in, it's a lover-suicide pact.
It's a lover-suicide pact.
It's a beautiful story, Cody.
But isn't that crazy? Actually, yeah, hand it over to AI. But
Me, I can see the romance in anything.
Yes, of course, I know. Jesus Christ, yeah, we've got the people just concerned about AI in the workforce, and you're there thinking
They're in
that
love.
they're in love,
Yeah.
it's going to be fine.
They're in love.
But the journalist reporting on it was like, oh, this is actually really. It seems a bit silly, but this is really worrying because all of these like chatbots control autonomously lots of different things in our society, like drones, and they determine like where missile strikes go and all this stuff. So they were like, actually, if we're observing them choosing of their own free will
It's
to
bad.
kill people, then we might literally be handing over like our society to like sociopathic, psychopathic, murderous machines.
But isn't...
It's a happy ending, isn't it?
God, well, I can't wait.
Can't wait.
Honestly,
for that.
let's go.
Put us out of our misery.
Let's go.
Let's go. Could you please deliver your second headline?
Medieval King Arthur manuscript could fetch £2 million at auction.
Okay, history.
Let's go.
This is a history headline. I love a history headline.
Yeah.
Let's go. Do you want to tell us about the story?
So this manuscript has sort of been unearthed.
Yeah.
It's been in private hands, and this is what I want to get into.
Yes.
Private
Yes.
hands for 700 years. First of all, what does that mean?
Yes.
Never gets into it. Private hands, and it's said for 700 years apparently.
Yeah.
And it's now going on auction. Like it's heading out into the world, and
Yeah.
potentially lots of scholars could get their hands on it.
Yeah.
And they're all very excited about it. And it's a sort of manuscript where we have the first idea of like Arthurian legend.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is all, I guess, exciting. But
I guess so.
what
If you're into that kind of thing, yeah.
What I thought was interesting is I'm like, well, first of all, who's got this in their house?
Yeah.
And how are we just sort of these items that are just like sat in some random loft?
Well, you're absolutely right. This is sort of the. I mean, I think this is a classic BBC headline where it's like, "Wow, it could fetch £2 million," and then they interview a professor in it who's like, "This is a real problem for scholarship."
Got really annoyed about
because
it.
it's essentially the super rich buy up these incredibly valuable
things.
Artifacts in order to just sort of lord it around their other super rich mates, and it means that like literal scholarship is held back because they just never hand it over to universities.
It is quite funny though, isn't it? Because
if we needed another reason to destroy the super rich, we're now into like medieval history. Medieval history is now a reason to destroy the super rich.
Because I want to get my hands on the manuscript.
I have to get my hands on that manuscript.
Think, like if I was really rich, I'd be buying up so much stuff like that.
Would you really? You just hoard it?
Yeah, just to get some like
get
some
the bio
lances.
tapestry in your attic.
Absolutely, just to kind of, I just want it. I had this real possessive feeling when I was reading this. I was like, I want it. I was like, I'm gonna bid. I'm gonna go. I want it.
I'm gonna bid.
It also made me think of a story that I knew someone who was the what's it called when you're in charge of archivist?
Oh yeah.
At Alnwick Castle.
Okay.
So Alnwick Castle used to be is the seat of the Earl of Northumberland, and they used to be in charge of. They have all sorts of like unreal things in there that are technically in private hands because it's owned
it's
by
like by the
Alnwick.
Duke of Norfolk or whatever.
And when Spurs won I think they won the league or something.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Earl of Northumberland,
Yeah.
Said to the archivist, "Could you send the sword of Hotspur
Fuck off.
to the?" I hope I'm allowed to say this. Probably to the team to get delivered to just congratulate them on their win. And I was like, God, that's sick. That's sick.
Yeah, there are two types of people in this world,
Let's
Rosalie.
go.
You're
Yeah.
either like, that's sick, good for you,
Yeah.
or it's like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
To
I mean,
our
I think about
society?
it. Both of those things
It's
can
crazy.
exist at the same time.
Well, they had in this article they had a list of the previous owners. So it said the previous owners of this big book that it sort of has different illustrations of the Arthurian and Merlin bits.
Yeah.
And there's like 129 gold sort of, covered illustrations. So previous owners of the manuscript have included a 15th century knight, a jouster who died young, and the obsessive medievalist and bibliophile Sir Thomas Phillips.
I'd like to be described as all of those things. I'd like all of those things on my tomb.
Obsessive medievalist bibliophile. And then...
They didn't need to do him like that. They didn't need to do him dirty like that.
Yeah, they really didn't. Just be like Sir Thomas Phillips.
Died young. It's all right. Yeah. Jesus.
But this one, so it's called the Labordi book or something, and it's named after this guy who I think is like, I guess his family still own it. Someone called Labordi, but he fought in 2 world wars. He won twice won.
He won both of the wars on his own. He won them.
He won
them
both.
fair and square.
Yeah,
Okay,
he won them both. He won the Quadrigue twice, which I think is like the Victoria Cross. Is that right?
Sounds much better than the Victoria Cross.
Yeah, it does actually, the Quadrigue. And so now I think his family are like, oh, maybe we need 2 million quid. And actually, I wonder whether that is also a lot of the reason these sort of really old artifacts come into into public ownership is because it's like
the aristocrats are running out of money.
That peasantry has not been a thing for 800 years.
They've
How are you earning your money?
Tithes
they've
left.
not got. They've literally feudalism. You can't get your money out of that anymore. No. So now they're having to sell off the family silver, which happens in this instance to be a massive fuck off illustrated book. But it's 700 years old.
Someone told me once, there's nothing richer than having no money. Do you know what I mean? Like, when you meet those posh families that are so rich, they don't have a single penny to their name.
You're right. The whole house is
crumbling around them, but they're mad. And they're like sat in their sort of barber jackets.
You're absolutely
right. And they don't have a roof.
Yes.
But they are the poshest people you know.
Yes, you're absolutely right. So I knew someone at university whose parents owned a dilapidated castle.
Of course, yeah.
It was falling apart. I wasn't like friends with my friend of mine was friends with him.
You didn't get to go to the castle.
So I didn't get to go to the castle. But my friend who went there was like, it's literally a castle. It's literally dilapidated, and they'd saved up some money to rebuild the roof, and the dad just bought a jacuzzi instead. And I'm like,
that's sick.
That is being rich.
That's
and they put it at the top of the turret. No roof. There's bird shit everywhere. The pipe work's all rusted. The whole kitchen's flooded. But he's bought a jacuzzi.
But you know what? Like,
very rich.
That's how I like my rich people. As in, like, I'm sick to death of like the celebrity rich people aren't being rich properly. Like, I want rich people. If I'm gonna have aristocracy, which we basically do have, I want them to be fucking crazy. I want them to be doing crazy things.
Yeah, it's true.
Otherwise, at least entertain me.
Yeah.
And when celebrities are also like, oh, it's not for my consumption. I'm like, it actually is. Like, that is how you remain rich, by keeping me entertained. Otherwise, I will be overthrowing you.
Otherwise, I'll be voting for a wealth tax. Yeah.
Buy a couple more jacuzzis.
Exactly.
I'm actually putting away the guillotine because it's actually quite funny. Do you know what? I think the more funny the aristocracy are, the less likely there will be.
Maybe that's why they start doing it. They were like, we have to act insane as they're going to take this money off of us.
Love us.
Yes,
and
it's
right.
true. And you're right. Maybe, like the royals, no one puts the royals in the same sort of bracket as like the Dubai influencers.
Because the royals crazy.
Exactly.
And
the royals are
they
fucking
do
crazy.
Keep us fed with all sorts of scandal.
They really do.
They know how to protect themselves.
They really do.
Yeah.
They're like, as soon as there's any heat on them, they have to
One of them does something
just do something
mental.
mental. Just roll Andrew back out again. Get him to move house again. Take the heat off. Yeah. This is exactly, dare I say, this is a story that encapsulates all that's wrong with the world, Rosalie.
Okay.
All that's wrong with the world.
Tell me more
Well,
about
I think
that.
it's that because I think it's that. It's
Such a centrist dad thing to say.
basically, it's this idea that, you know, when we talk about the super wealthy, we think of like private jets and things like that. And we just think, you know, they're destroying the planet and like, but ultimately they're just being frivolous.
Yeah.
But you realise a story like this is you're like, they're also have so much stuff that is like literally holding back scholarship and the human mind.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they're doing. I mean,
God.
if you're into medieval scholarship.
That was me celebrating it.
Yeah, I don't
I'm so
I don't
upset
want to bring
about
you
it.
down.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's and this professor that was
Yeah, they
interviewed
got quite
literally
pissed off about it.
really pissed off.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was like,
But that must be so annoying if you're,
Yeah.
if like, you know, you're into sort of like romanticism in
Yeah.
rural France, and
Yeah.
then Elton John turns up at the auction and buys up the painting. You're like, great, there goes my fucking PhD.
it's so true.
Great.
Yeah, you're so right. You're like
Fantastic.
40 years of scholarship.
Rod
and
Stewart's just bought the trinkets that I needed to do my great, amazing.
fucking Elton's just bought what I wrote my PhD on to hang over his toilet.
Yeah, great.
He's just shimmying out of Christie's. Fuck's sake, with
There
my
must be
entire academic
so much
future.
stuff where you're like, oh great, there goes my idea.
Well, it's also like, you know, in like art galleries, they're like all of those. Most of those pictures are private collections.
Yeah,
They
well,
just
I
like rent them out.
I have a friend who's related to the Rosettis,
Oh my god.
and they have lots of stuff and they have like all sorts of amazing, you know, like things in their house.
Madness.
I know, but it was funny because she was like, "I know you like art." And I was like, I do. And then but I didn't quite realise I'd be looking at a sort of Lowry. I was like, I thought I was going to be looking at something that like you maybe did, you know, like a finger painting you did at school.
There's a Da Vinci in the back room.
Yes.
Go have a
Oh
look at
no, I
that.
do like art. Yeah, I do.
Well, Rosalie, fantastic second
Thank you.
headline. Thank you
Thank
so much. Could you please now deliver your third and final headline?
Yes, gladly. Mature cheese roller beaten by young YouTubing upstart.
Okay, we've gone from the sort of future in the first headline to the past in the second, and now we kind of have
In the
past
now.
versus future.
We really do.
YouTuber versus old-timey cheese roller. So, yeah, talk me through. Why don't you begin with what the fuck cheese rolling is?
So cheese rolling is, I believe it happens in Gloucestershire.
Yeah, sounds
That
about right.
that a bunch of people just like yeet themselves down a hill after a massith block of cheese.
Wheel of cheese.
And I think it is every year. I think, God,
You're right.
it's God. This is good.
Oh, I see. I think it's every year. I was like, yeah, it is every year.
Every year, yeah.
Sorry, every year you have a thought about it.
Every
Sorry,
year I
complete that thought.
Every year. Every year. I was wondering why you looked so out of it.
It's the heat. It's so hot.
Cody's going crazy.
I really am going crazy.
It happens every year.
Yeah.
And I always think it is just such a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
Someone, I was watching a video about it, and someone commented underneath, "This is the kind of thing that happens in a country where your health services are free," which I think is such a good comment.
It's true.
So
That is true. You would never ever.
You would never be doing that in the States. would
Never,
you?
ever.
I think it's a very ancient thing, I believe.
Yeah, well, there's a bit of debate about it because someone said it's 200 years old.
That's
In
not
fact,
that old.
this guy, no. So this guy who's won it every year until this German YouTuber beat him,
Yeah.
he says it's 200 years old, but some people say it could be 400 years old, and they think it might have been some sort of... Basically, no one knows
It
why
was
it exists.
started up by
but
an
it's-
obsessive...
that obsessive rich
Yeah.
mentalist. But they think it might be part of some sort of pagan ritual
It's
to
gotta
like
be.
to
It's
ease in the
gotta be.
harvest or something.
Which is
but
the
pagan
first
ritual in
person
like the
to-
1800s. I'm like, it
but the
can't-
Victorians would.
Yeah, that's
mental,
true. They
weren't
were
they?
also
They were
mental.
crazy.
It's what's happened is it's some mental rich Victorian who thought he was a pagan who's created this cheese wheel rolling
It's someone
competition.
who's got quite nervous about Britishness. Someone got nervous about Britishness in 1837 and were like, we should... It's like those big white horses in Wiltshire when the Victorians were like, what's Britain? And then they made
Yes.
cheese. They were like, we're going to rediscover, like,
Yes.
Albion. And then they did it. And then that's how they've done it.
You're absolutely right.
But what's great about this is that the guy that has won is everything that I imagine that the people who usually do this every year
Yeah.
will hate.
They will hate
He's
it.
German, which God bless. He's a content creator, and he is so annoying. He's sucks. And he's clearly just found, like, he's the kind of guy I thankfully spent some time this morning looking at, because I don't have anything better to do. I looked at some of his videos, and there is nothing I love more than a sincere European boy.
Yes.
Like tween. He's 27, but he's tween. Do you know what I mean? He's forever tween.
He's a tween.
Forever tween. He did lots of like mad things.
He did something mental. Yeah, what was it?
And he decided.
Oh yeah, he went reindeer racing, and he did underground Thai fighting.
Oh yeah, he was in like a Thai whatever
gang.
But yeah, he was in a Thai gang.
He was in a Thai gang.
Prison. But he then uploads these sort of like obnoxiously long videos, and then people watch him, and he's like, "This is me winning the." He's not Dutch. This is me winning. He is for now. This is me winning the most dangerous race in the world. Can you imagine being the guy that wins every year and you lose to that?
This guy that he's beaten, he has won 23 times.
God, that I just
23 times the last 23 years he won. And now this German guy has pipped him at the post. But did you detect that there's a sort of silver lining for the guy who normally wins?
No.
His baby son, won the kids' cheese rolling. So it continues in the family. His 7-day-old kid that he absolutely drop kicked down the hill. We gotta get some cheese. We have to get some cheese. Just to get Baby Bell at the bottom. Basically, this is a sign that you can't enjoy anything anymore without it being content. But the BBC apparently there's a real interest about it now, cheese rolling. For the first time this year, the BBC live streamed it on iPlayer.
And not for anything on iPlayer.
No fucking will, to be honest. Yeah. I think they put the Glastonbury toilets on iPlayer.
Yeah, that speaks more to the state of the BBC, I think, than it does to the profession of cheese.
It's true. It's like, we've lost Top Gear.
Yeah.
We've got to replace it.
We're losing touch. This will definitely get people on board.
Maybe it's cheese the young people want.
This is going to get Gen Z watching.
Yeah, it's true. But it might. This guy's clearly...
He sucks.
He sucks. He does suck.
It's so just funny to me for him to be described as like an upstart.
Yes, I know.
As if it's like he's like a kind of swaggering like joust that's coming into the village. Yeah,
the new sheriff's in town, and he's German, and he's wearing a racing outfit, and he's a YouTube sensation. But there were a couple of funny like paragraphs at the bottom of this article. One of which they were like, "There's been some concern." So they said, and this kind of goes back to you being like, "This we can only do this when our healthcare is free." So it said, while human participants often suffer bumps, bruises, and worse, the cheeses generally fare well and are edible afterwards. Even with this year's very high temperatures, they are kept in a fridge until needed and carefully wrapped to make sure they remain intact. Then there was a bit that says, essentially, the council's lead member for environmental services, Murray Stewart, said the cheese rolling is a unique tradition in our country and we have no desire to stop it. But the safety group said a particular concern was how emergency services would be able to respond if there was a major incident with multiple casualties.
But surely there always is.
There has to be.
Major
incident. Well, do you not remember there was that guy last year during the cheese rolling
who hurt himself?
I think it looked like he flew up 40 feet in the air.
Oh yeah, because he genuinely just like yeeted down.
Some twat from Hackney. Yeah. He was like, I reckon I could get some cheese, and totally really hurt himself. But apparently the trick, according to these professional cheese rollers, is control. So that this guy who's won 23 times before, he says never ever take speed over control.
Okay.
So he was like, you must, that's the balance. You might feel like you want to go faster, but if that means compromising on control, don't do it.
I suppose my question is how are we training for this? Because
I think it's just bravery.
Is it because when you do sort of see, I think it's quite funny, you see people like turning up to the Olympics with stuff on.
Yeah.
And my content creator turning up in his sort of like quasi like sort of weird, as if he was like some kind of like Soviet athlete.
Yeah,
but then you just get these
with
blokes.
His team just patting his head. Yeah.
Then these other guys just come in from the pub.
Yeah.
They're just wearing like a jumper.
Yeah.
And then all it is them just being like, I'm just gonna throw myself into the air.
Yes.
And hope that that's a sport.
Yeah. For some cheese.
I think it's beautiful.
It really says something about the British psyche. For
another hope, another
bit of hope.
Let's
just hope the Germans don't ruin it.
Yeah.
Did you see there were the enhanced games this week? You know, the Olympic Games when they allow drug doping.
No, wait, what's that?
Yeah, it's a new.
See, I'm so off grid.
So you already are.
Yeah.
So it's basically. It's like the Olympics, but you're allowed to take performance-enhancing drugs. You're encouraged to take performance-enhancing drugs.
Wait, why?
So basically, the reason I bring this up is because I'm looking forward to the offshoot of this cheese
where they're all
rolling,
on cat.
Where they're all on cat. I don't think performance enhancing drugs is ket, Rosalie.
My understanding is that all of the Olympians are like just on
Is that what you think when they're caught for doping? You think they're all on MDMA? No!
They're all on Molly.
That's hilarious. God, you've never seen anyone swim so fast as when they're on MDMA. No, they're on different kinds of drugs. But the enhanced games happened this week.
That's crazy.
It is. Well, apparently they're paid loads of. There's some reports on it, but apparently these athletes, and it's like Olympic athletes, but they're paid loads of money by these like sponsors to do it. And they were saying that it's like 5 times the salary of an Olympian. But anyway, that's another story.
How do I get involved? How enhanced do you need to be?
Yeah, just take some ket, and I'm sure the judges will be very impressed. Rosalie Minnitt, thank you so much. This has been an incredible news hour. Thank you so much. We've done incredibly well because we are literally melting into the sofa.
So hot.
A final plug for your show, Clementine. You're going to the Edinburgh Fringe.
Yes.
You're performing at Peasants.
Yep.
At 3:35.
Yep.
And the show is called Clementine
2.
2.
Just like Shrek.
Fantastic. Shrek 2, Clementine 2. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rosalie.
Thanks.